a marvellous, marvellous, simple, clear idea expressed in a way that you absolutely know it is to do with pain in the head, a headache. Its positioning, its installation, the illustration of the faces is just wonderful. It's so simple, so clear, but such a powerful message. The other contender for Grand Prix was from Lebanon, and it was to do with organ donation, and it was completely at the other end of the scale. We couldn't award that a Grand Prix even if we'd wanted to, because it's a charity, but nonetheless it was a lovely, simple, clear piece of design work. Absolutely no complication. You looked at the illustration, you knew exactly what the designer was trying to say. Very, very simply done, very powerfully done, but very, very sympathetically and elegantly done. One thing that I was really interested in was how design was the medium for expressing the merger of cultures in this part of the world. Here we are on the edge of, as it were, a Western and an Eastern culture, an Arabic culture melded with a Western culture, and the way design serves that merger so well. And you could see that in much of the illustrative work, you could see that in much of the typographical work, and of course this region very strong in calligraphy, so there's quite a lot of calligraphy in the show, and that melded with Western typefaces, etc., produced some wonderful, elegant, merging solutions. The typographical and calligraphic entries were very strong, very good indeed. If you want to win, make your entry emotional. And the way to make it emotional is by giving it some motion and some sound. We talk about design and we ask for people to submit their designs on a board. But the very best entries, the ones that really grab the jury, the ones that demand attention, the ones that you simply can't gloss over, are the ones that have with them some sound, some image and some music. There were several examples in the show where entries were moved up from bronze to silver, etc., or from nowhere to bronze because of the musical and video motion content, because it brings the work to life. If I could make one plea, which is that there are not enough entries coming from what I would call the design community. We saw this in Cannes, we saw this in Singapore in the inaugural years. Most of the entries come from the advertising community, so they're established clients with established participants, and I would very much like to see the design community in this region, the design groups, the small filmmakers, the small digital agencies, I would like to see them submitting into the design category. We didn't have enough this year. I'd like to see more in future years.